We are looking at Cate's Butterfly Above the Water, commentary by Coach Chris. First round I like to play it at full speed. Cate has a solid butterfly stroke. A lot of what I'm seeing is better to talk about underwater. So let's talk about some of the things I'm seeing above water that I really like. We're going to play it a little bit slower. So one of the things we're really working on is the timing of her breath. See how she gets her head up early and then gets the head down before the hands start coming forward. That's the timing we're looking for. Now, a lot of kids will swim a lot better in a video than they do when they know they're getting filmed than they do in practice when they're getting tired. But she generally has a pretty good fly stroke with the timing of the breath. And the timing of the breath is just very, very critical because it helps maintain a nice high horizontal body position. So I really like what I'm seeing as far as that. It's something that a lot of our drills are focused towards because the key is to get them to be breathing in sync with their stroke properly even when they're tired. So it's one of the things we work on and one of the things that all flyers need to get better at. Seeing a few things on the water. She's loosening her streamline a little early. Go back to that turn real quick. A little too, there we go. All right, we're going to go through. Okay, I like her approach. Just getting a little bit, and we'll frame back. It's getting a little bit high. See how we can see all of her back, and we can kind of see all the way down her arm. She's just coming up a little bit. She needs to stay a little bit firmer on the when she hits the wall. She needs to keep her arms a little bit firmer and not let them collapse. She doesn't want the elbows to bend in too much. Otherwise, she only has one direction to go, and that's up. That's kind of why she's ended up in this high turn position. So just trying to stay low in the water. When you go through that turn, that's about as high as you want to get. You want to be about shoulder. Tips of your shoulders should be out of the water. Everything else should remain under the water. You don't want to come up high when you're going into that turn. Brings the arm around right, nice and tight. Good dolphin kick. Streamline from this angle looks a little loose. That's a well-timed breakout. I like that breakout. And really good sweep on the arms. The only thing that I want to talk about with that sweep is something we talk about a lot in practice. We're trying to get the kids to swim the butterfly in what I call the skinny Y position. So their hands are going to be reaching slightly outside of their shoulders when they enter the water. We don't really want them entering the water in front of their face. And this is in a lot of strokes, but in particular for fly. And you see she's bringing her hands in. So she's swimming what I would say is more the A position, like this. And we don't want to swim in that position because when our hands come in that tight, basically what happens is when they're coming into the water, they're going to disturb the water we're about to pass through. You know, still water is easier to move through, but when we got that water swirling around because we just passed our hand through it, it's going to cause more drag. So we basically end up reducing our own top speed. So really getting the hands in nice and clean, a little bit outside the shoulders in that nice wide position, and not worrying so much about getting the hands close together. She's just trying to recover too far and get those hands in some sort of streamlined position. And we really don't need to do that for butterfly. It's actually counterproductive. Again, really nice sweep. She keeps her arms low, straight arm, nice extension. And we had one breath over here that I want to take a look at. But I really like this butterfly. I mean, there's a lot of things about it. We'll see more underwater, but she's doing a lot right. And right there, a little bit too high with the breath. As we can see, you can see all that space between her chin and the water. It's just she's a little too vertical for this breath. She needs to poke her chin out a little bit more and lean a little more forward into it. You shouldn't have a whole lot of space between that chin and the surface of the water. But she's still getting the head down. Now, a lot of what we can talk about is better seen underwater. So let's go ahead and swap to the underwater video. Check that out, and we'll take a closer look at the actual pulling and kicking mechanics of her stroke.